All right, I think we are live. I think we're live, so we're just going to go with it. So,
All
welcome
right.
I'm so excited to see you today, Lynn. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me join you. I'm
Fantastic.
really excited to share some
Good, good,
fun
good, good.
news.
So, just for everyone out there watching who's able to join us, I want you to meet Lynn Valaes, who is a client of mine, but she's also in our 360 Club, and she owns a small private gym for women in the Tampa St. Pete area. Is that right? Are you in Clearwater? Where exactly are you?
We're in South Tampa in the West Shore area.
Okay. And so, but what her passion really is that you really like helping women in midlife. Like you only work with women. Your gym is for women. This is kind of your soul's work in helping women simplify how to get in shape in midlife. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We really want to give women a space and an opportunity to get back into the furrow of being active after kind of taking all those years with kids, raising families, careers, and avoiding the big box gym where they're
Yeah.
so intimidated, and it's just really not a space where they're comfortable in anymore. So we've
Yeah.
created a space where it's a community.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that. I love how you've got people who've been with you for years, you've got instructors who've been with you for years, and you've been able to maintain this really small community feel, which is just so important in today's very impersonal world.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, women, we crave contact, and especially as we
Yeah.
get older, we really crave that connection. So that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to create a space where everybody feels like they belong.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So, how long have you had your gym?
So I've had my gym since 2014.
Uh,
I got certified in 2013, and I had a small space at that time. And things didn't go so well with the space I was sharing. And 2014, I was able to locate my own and have never looked back since. So it's been fabulous. We've been in the same location on West Shore Boulevard, and we're still thriving.
I love that. I love that. I owned a small studio in downtown Raleigh for close to 17 years, and I was in the same spot. And then as the
Wow.
times changed and development picked up, and there were all these rumblings about my building being bought and all of that. And so I just saw the writing on the wall and it was time to move. But kudos to you for staying where you are.
Thank you, thank you. We've endured a couple of hardships, but you know, we've had COVID, we've had hurricanes, um, but we're still here, small but
You're
mighty.
still here. Exactly. So now let's talk about what you've built. I'm really, really excited about this new program. This is something that I know has been on your mind and your heart for a very long time. You really want to be able to reach and help more women. The midlife and over, I mean, I'm 57, so I kind of fall in that demographic. And this is a really rapidly growing group of women. It's that's great. But on the other hand, what really, speaking from my experience as a consumer, what's really tough, I think, is sifting through all the endless amounts of information that's out there. It seems,
Yeah,
midlife is a very popular buzzword, if you will, right now. Everyone's kind of on that bandwagon. And so if this is where you are with your business, it can be really tough to stand out. So what I really admire about what you've decided to do here is that it's a very short, simple container. So it's very easy for somebody to give it a try without thinking that they've had to invest like a whole year or 6 months even or whatever. And so tell us a little bit about that.
yeah. So, you know, the new buzzword, I mean, I've been in the business about 12 years now, and I've seen the evolution with social media and TikTok and Instagram. And it feels like lately some of these ladies are just catching on that, hey, there's a bunch of boomers out there. And
Yeah.
so it is an explosion, but with that comes an explosion of conflicting information from anywhere from macros to fasting to shakes and now the shots. So it's a lot of information and women are confused. They
Yeah.
really are confused
100%.
because the old tricks don't work anymore. When we were in our 20s, we could drink Slim Fasts for a week and lose a whole bunch of weight. And we did it. I did it. I remember. But that stuff doesn't work anymore. And,
Yeah.
my goal really has been to educate women on how the body works. I mean, this is science, and science has evolved, and understanding how your body works
Yeah.
will just be so beneficial to you to understand
Yeah.
that the weight loss journey is different than it used to be,
Yeah.
particularly over 50, because we don't have the hormones anymore. Starving ourselves doesn't work. So all of those things, and it's a puzzle. So I've gotten really passionate about creating something that's simple
Yeah.
and back to basics, and really try to make women understand that, you know what, it's different now. You've got
Yeah.
to do things different, but it's simple if we
Yeah.
just follow these rules, right? And I've created a program that has nutrition
Yeah.
guidelines with meal planning, and I've got a bonus meal plan in there for ladies, but also the exercise component. And I've created a 4-week program that is perfect for even a beginner or even an intermediate. So they can
Yeah.
dial it up or dial it down.
Yeah.
And I've made it so all you have to do is follow the
Yeah.
instructions. That's
Yeah.
it. Just follow the instructions. And really, it's meant to be a baseline to help you move forward, to make these sustainable lifestyle changes where you won't be yo-yoing before, because we all know we've done it, right? You've done these fad extreme diets, you've lost a bunch of weight, you go back to your old habits
Yeah.
and you gain all the weight back.
Yeah.
And it's not much different with every single program.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to create something that was lifestyle based and sustainable
Yeah.
so
And I
you can
love how
keep the
your
weight off.
emphasis. I love the teacher in me loves this because I love that you are speaking about this isn't brand new information. This isn't anything that we haven't already heard or read or learned somewhere, right? I mean, I've been
Yep.
fitness industry since I was a college student, and that was a long time ago. And the basics don't really change. But the
Right.
problem I think today, or one of the problems today, is that we're so distracted. There's like thousands of marketing messages out there, and to your
Oh,
point, we brought up the shots, the Ozempic, and all the other GLPs that are out there saying, look at me, I can get you fast results." And while I
yeah.
can that for people that have really had success with that. But the statistics don't really show that. The statistics
Right.
show that lasting change comes from adopting the habits. And that's really what you're focusing on in this 4 weeks. It's like, it's not that people can't get a result in 4 weeks, but your intent is to get rid of all the shiny objects. Let's put those
Yep.
over and let's focus on the simple things that we know move the needle.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, um, all of these shiny objects have the same outcome, and that
Yeah,
is you're going to lose the weight, you're going to go back to your old habits, and you're going to gain it all back. And then some, because that's just how the body works, right? Millions of years of
that's human
evolution.
nature too, to kind of slack
It
off,
is.
go back to what we know because it feels
I've
comfortable.
done it. Yeah, I've done it. I know it, right?
Raise my
We've all
hand, I
done
have
it.
too. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So it really is just an opportunity for women to really take stock and have an honest conversation with themselves, look at what you're doing, and then start implementing these changes. I've got some accountability logs in my package, so there is an opportunity to take some ownership of what
yeah,
you're doing in your life.
yeah,
And it is possible for women to lose weight, menopause, postmenopause, but it's not always easy. It's
yeah,
hard. So you got
yeah,
to do the work. And,
yeah,
if you want like super duper fast results, this isn't going to do it. This is all
yeah,
about really making change to help you get through life so you're not sick.
yeah. Well, and what I also love about how you created this is that people can do this on their own. So like for someone watching or listening who maybe has some weights and things at home and maybe wants to just try something and with some
Hmm.
but and that works. But what I also love about this is that they get access to you. So they're not just on their own. They don't just sign up and go to read watch all the videos and do the modules and
Yeah.
then you're basically on your own, which is the problem with a lot of these courses and a lot of these programs online now. There's no human interaction and you're not doing that.
No, absolutely. So I've created a private Facebook group for all of the members that are going to be in this program, and I'm
Yeah.
going to be there. I'm going to be there with the ladies. We're going to have weekly group coaching calls, and
Mhm.
I'm there to answer questions.
Yeah.
Hey, if you need to call me. I'm there because I
Yeah.
understand. I've been through it, and I want to help you.
Yeah.
And I want you to really, I want you to realize that, gosh, there is an opportunity here.
Yeah.
And, if you just trust in the process, that's
Mhm.
it. Follow it on. And I'm here as your cheerleader.
And this is for people who are beginners as well as people maybe who have been doing their own thing but maybe just kind of hitting their head against a wall wondering what they're doing wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. So the beginners, again, the workout program is very beginner friendly. I have videos for all of the exercises, so there's a lot of instruction there. But again, addressing in the community, you can address any issues you have with me. Intermediates can certainly crank it up. So there's a lot of opportunity to regress or progress as needed. So
Yeah.
I've tried to make it as foundational as possible, but yet you can kick it up a good notch if you really feel you need more.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I think too, and I think we mentioned this, but I just want to highlight this for people
Yeah,
listening, is that you've done this program. This is why you created this, because this is exactly what you have learned. This is what you teach your clients. You know it works. You have evidence that it works.
absolutely. Absolutely. So I will tell you about 5 years ago, my mother passed away unexpectedly. And, with that comes a lot of grief and comes a lot of um, putting stuff in your body that you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
And as a trainer, I've always been fit and trim, always. And I found myself with about 15 pounds more than I was used to. And I really just got fed up one day. I looked in the mirror and I'm like, this is just not who I am. I've been in
Yeah.
the gym since I was
Not
20
working.
years old.
Yeah.
Oh, no, no. So I really sat down and I started writing my own program. And my goal was 6 weeks. And, I love science. So research, created an exercise program for myself for 6 weeks. And then I went back to the basics with my nutrition. I cut out all of the sugar, I cut out all of the processed foods, and I went back to simple meals 3 times a day, eating protein, carbohydrates, healthy fat. And I started meal planning, which was key to me having success because I wasn't running out. And I did my own program. In 6 weeks, I lost 15 pounds and about 4 to 5% body fat. And
Mhm.
I was just amazed. And it's like my body, once I dialed it in, my body went, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
And again, was it easy? No, there were hard times. Was I perfect? Absolutely not. But, I get up the next day and I try better. But I decided that this is doable for anybody. You've just got to commit to it. And I've managed to maintain that. I enjoy my wine. I enjoy some sweets, but
Yeah.
everything I do is in moderation. There's balance.
Yeah.
And I have, found my sweet spot with how my clothes fit. And that's it. It's so
Yeah.
simple. And so I created, and I wanted to share with ladies
Yeah.
because I have a group and all of these ladies tell me the same thing. I'm not motivated. Nothing I do works anymore. I'm not eating. I don't understand why I'm not losing weight. So that's for me, that's like, let me tell you how it really is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, and it's
yeah,
interesting how what our clients will tell us and what they'll share with us. And when we hear these commonalities, when we hear these same things, we're
yeah.
like, there's probably something here. So let me speak to that. And that's really what you've done.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's a common thread. If I had a dime for every woman who walked in here and said, "Oh my God, where did this come from?" My
Yeah,
belly. And it's like, well,
yeah,
you and 3 million other women.
yeah,
So,
100%.
and the reality is you do not have to accept that that's the way it
Yeah,
is. You
yeah.
can make changes, but you got
I
to do the
love that.
work.
I love that because, I'll just say, I grew up a competitive swimmer. I grew up like everyone in my family is active, and it was just kind of the way that we did things when I was growing up. And so when I got into fitness in college and then on into grad school, it's like, I started lifting weights when I was 14. So it's
Oh,
like
wow.
lifting weights really wasn't a new thing for me, but I have to be honest, once I turned 40 and then 45, and I noticed that things were not like the same as what they used to be,
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
that we have to go back and reinvent the wheel. And I think it took me,
Hmm.
even as a lifelong seasoned fitness professional, I just want to highlight this because you explained it so well, is that just because what we did before worked doesn't mean that it's going to work now. But having said
Hmm.
that, if we go back and revisit the basics and we keep it very simple and repeatable and actionable, especially with someone like you to guide us, it's like that is always the way to go rather than thinking that there's something you're missing and you have to go learn something new.
Absolutely. The secret sauce is in the basics, and it's
Yep.
really just, cutting out all of the noise and going back to the basics. And I think people are, most women are really shocked that they can actually eat and still
Yep.
lose weight.
Yeah.
So it's the way our body works. And once we understand that,
Yeah.
dial it in, and that's where the magic happens.
Yeah, and as we get older, I'll just add having muscle on board that actually works for us. It's like I read this the other day
Oh,
and a
yeah.
colleague posted this, and I thought it was just gold the way that he said it. Muscle is your retirement plan. Think about it. Think about that. So as we
Mm-hmm.
get older, right, how many ways can we keep our muscle engaged and can we keep our muscle working for us? The trick is not necessarily to work out more often or harder, but it's to
Mm-hmm.
stick to basics and repeat and repeat and repeat. It's not always sexy, but that's why we
Yep.
call it basics because they work.
Yep, and it does work. And as we all know, we need that muscle
Yep.
to be maintained as we get older because boy, once it starts going, it's slipping away. And I know a lot of ladies after menopause have found that they're seeing all that crepey skin and just a loss in that muscle mass. And
Yep.
we're never going to be 25 again, but boy, we can be still pretty damn hot at 60,
Totally.
right?
100%. Say it again. Yeah. Say it
Absolutely.
again. And I just want to highlight these women that you work with. These are busy women. These are women with careers and families and responsibilities. And by you keeping it simple, you're making this easy, no matter how busy or off track your life
Hmm.
gets. This is something that can work for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. We aim to keep it simple but effective.
Yeah, love that. So you're starting on Monday, right?
Yes, ma'am. Hmm. Yep. So
On for
the
4 weeks.
group's 4 weeks, it's 28 days. We start on Monday. If everybody can sign up before Friday, because we hand out the materials on Friday. And then,
Okay.
everybody can download the materials, digest everything, and then get their weekend planned and get up set up for Monday morning, nice and fresh. And we're going to run through it. Again, I'm going to be available for anybody who needs anything. I have in my materials. I said, if you need to talk, call me,
Yeah,
or we'll do a FaceTime. So I want to
yeah,
be as accessible as I can
I
to
love
help
that.
women get through
Yeah,
the hard stuff.
I love that. So for 28 days, the investment's only $147. I mean, this is
Yes,
an
ma'am.
no-brainer.
Yeah. Yeah. I've tried to make it as simple and as cost effective as possible. So I
Yeah,
feel like I'm giving a lot of value. In the package, we have a lot of materials that are meant to really educate you and just help you set that foundation to have success. Because for me, my success is your success. So I want my ladies to succeed and at the end of the program say, you know what, this has made a difference. This is how I'm going to live now. And
and
that's really the goal.
for people who just because I know this is how people are, people like to do the last minute. I mean, most of the time, if there's something I want to do, I go ahead and sign up. But I have been known to sign up for things at the very last minute too. So if
Yeah.
there's someone listening, you can sign up Saturday or Sunday too. But what you're saying is the
Sure.
sooner that you get on board, the sooner you can get the materials and be prepared and be ready to go.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because a big component of this is going to be the meal prep. And so you want to have the weekend to shop, to digest the information. And then I like to say Sunday's a perfect day to meal prep for the first few days
Yeah.
and just to get in the groove, just to get in the groove. So signing up earlier than later gives you more time to prepare.
Yeah, and you're not really restricting people with food. Like you just said, you enjoy your glass of wine, you enjoy dessert, when you want to have it. But really, what you want to teach people is look, we're going to stay ahead of the curve here. We're going to be prepared, by having your lean proteins and foods.
Absolutely.
And I have to be honest, that is really my secret sauce every week is having a few things already prepared because then it's just there's no decision to be made. It's like this is what I'm going to eat because it's in the fridge.
Absolutely. I mean, I eat breakfast and lunch and dinner every single day, but for 85% of the time, I have everything prepared so I can just grab and go. So I don't find that I'm hungry and reaching for things that probably aren't the best thing for my body. So being prepared
Yes.
is really the key. You know what they say, failure to plan is planning to fail. So,
Yeah, 100%. But you have all the menus or meal guides in the
yep.
program. So if say somebody has a question about maybe there's a suggested meal that they don't like, you will help them with something that could be more suitable or whatever. You're available for questions, is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely, absolutely. So in the program in the meal section, we have a meal planning video, meal prep video that you can watch and gives you really general guidelines to help you get started.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information in there so you understand proteins, carbohydrates and healthy fats. And
Mhm.
we list a lot of things you can mix and match here, portion sizes. But then I've also included a bonus recipe book for those 28 days, and you'll have lunch and dinner options for 28 days. You can mix and match. They're healthy, dietitian approved recipes. And you can, if you don't like something here, well, change the protein out. So really it's more intuitive, teaching you how to be intuitive with your eating. And so okay, this is a healthy protein. This is a healthy carbohydrate. What we're doing in this first 28 days is we are eliminating the junk. So
Yeah.
we're eliminating processed foods. We're going back to the way we used to eat when we were 10 and 12.
Well, and honestly, just I mean, it can be tough to do that, and so I
Mm-hmm.
think it's great that you're going to be there to provide support so that people don't feel like they're alone because cutting things out, I think we can get through the first few days pretty, okay, but because we're
Yeah.
such creatures of habit, it can get really tough. So I think it's really great that there're going to be people in the fight is what I like to say with you, right?
Yeah, and I will tell those watching that it can be a little tough giving it up, but once you do, you don't ever want to go back because when you find yourself you've gone a week without eating all of the sugary stuff you used to eat and then you eat it, you will feel cruddy because your
Yeah,
body has detoxified, I don't like to use that word, but
yeah.
basically you've eliminated that from your diet and your body's going to respond and it's not going to be kind. So you're not going to want to eat that stuff because it makes you feel like crud. So
And our
it's not,
bodies are incredibly efficient. We adjust
oh,
quickly.
yes.
So if, for people out there watching thinking, I just don't know if I can go without my glass of wine at night or my sweet indulgence every day or whatever. I mean, there are always workarounds to be able to do that. You're not going to tell people they're just going to eat salad and water every day for 30 days.
Oh, no, 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 absolutely not. No, we're human. We're all human.
Yeah.
And, you're allowed, but this
Yeah.
is really key is moderation. We want to take this again, this first 28 days is really an opportunity to reset, rethink about how you're looking at what you eat.
Right.
And get rid of all of the fast food options, the quick fixes, because they don't serve us well. And your body has to work so hard to process and metabolize that
Yes.
stuff. So
Yes.
why not
100%.
go back to the basics? And again, it's not complicated. It's a little hard to get started, but once you do, you feel amazing because you no longer have the cranky, the tired, fatigue, the cravings. All of those things will miraculously disappear.
Yeah.
Um, and having a positive mindset going into this really was like, you know what? I want to do this for me. I want to
Yeah.
do this for me because
Yeah.
I deserve better. I deserve better. So,
Well, and you've been
and
through it. This is exactly what
yes.
you're not just making stuff up. I just want people
Oh
listening
no.
to understand that this is your signature approach and you've made it so easy for people to learn it.
Yeah, absolutely. I've done it. I've been there. I understand. So, I'm here to tell you it can be done.
I love it. I love it. So we're starting on Monday. That's July
Yes.
the 21st, right?
21st. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how can people connect with you? We're obviously going to put the link in the comments here, but how can people find you?
Yeah, if anybody wants to connect with me directly, they can reach me at email info@wisewomenfitness.com. Send me an email. You can go onto Facebook on the Wise Women Fitness page, send me a message, or just call me. And my number is located on the website. Feel free to give me a call. 813-310-2628. I'm happy to answer any questions about the program and moving forward.
Yeah, Wise Women Fitness, right? So that's your
Right.
website and your Facebook page, right?
Correct, correct.
Let me see. Let's just take a look real quick and see if anyone has any questions. If anyone is watching and they have questions, I'm just going to pull this up and just see
Yeah,
if we have anybody. If anyone has any questions before we hop off, you're certainly welcome to ask. And of course, if we're already done and there's something that is, something that comes up for you, please feel free to drop that in the comments. Lynn, thanks for coming in here and sharing your work with the world. I love what you're doing. I love your message. I think that what you're the real deal, and I just want people to understand that.
thank you, Allison. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be here. I appreciate it.
Of course. All right, folks. Well, you'll find the links to find Lynn in the comments. You can go to her website, like we said, wisewomenfitness.com or Wise Women Fitness on Facebook. You can read all about it. You can reach out to her. We will put all of that in the comments here. And we hope everybody has a great day.
Have a great day.
All right. I think we're not live anymore, but we'll make sure.